All right, we've got one more dose of a tropical downpour coming our way tomorrow night going into Sunday morning. Then our first real refreshing taste of fall air that everybody's been clamoring for finally comes over eastern Carolina. Good Friday morning. I'm Storm Track 12 meteorologist Lestell. Let's take a look and see what I'm tracking as we go through this weekend. Again, we are going to be looking at some more tropical downpours coming our way late Saturday night into Sunday morning. Heavy downpours, damaging wind gusts are possible with these storms. Until then, though, kind of a mixture of clouds and sun, definitely more clouds around, but from time to time, we'll see some breaks in that overcast here. And as I said, this is what everybody's been wanting, begging for. Sunny, low humidity, pleasant temperatures. How about sunshine and 80 degrees? My favorite forecast for us here in eastern Carolina. That is coming our way as we head through the weekend. Until then, though, we're going to see a couple sea breeze storms develop as we go through the afternoon hours today, and any of those potentially could have a brief heavy downpour with it, but not anticipating all that much action. The stronger storms come in late tomorrow night. I'm thinking from about 4 o'clock until midnight is when we have them moving across the area here. Also, because of Leslie out there, we do have that high rip current threat, especially lookout north. South of lookout, it's in the moderate category. That's what we do need to alert you to if you're headed to the beaches for this weekend. More clouds and sun. This is Storm Track 12 forecast for this afternoon. Beaches, more cloud cover around, holding only into the low mid 80s, mid to maybe upper 80 or 2 here or there for inland spots. Low clouds and fog possible overnight tonight after we see those storms with the sea breeze front dissipate. Now, there could be some isolated storms develop early tomorrow, late morning, afternoon hours along that sea breeze front, Onslow, Craven, Carteret, Pamlico, Hyde counties. But I got a feeling the stronger storms will hold off until dinner time hour, and then going in through the overnight period here, we'll be looking at temperatures into the 80s, upper 80s once again. But after that, it's a much different air mass that we are going to be dealing with. The tropical air mass, though, that we've been dealing with here for the last month and a half, 2 months, has been responsible for us really wiping out our drought. But it's also been responsible for periods of heavy rainfall. Take a look. Anywhere south of, say, Kenansville to New Bern, anywhere about 1 inch to 2 inches of rainfall yesterday evening alone. That came only in about 45 minutes to an hour time period. Now, the front that caused that is now off the coast, and our attention turns to front number 2, sitting back out here across the northern plains. This one's got a much cooler air mass with it and a much deeper upper level trough that's going to be digging in. We'll talk about that in a minute. Meanwhile, we're watching Isaac Jr., son of Isaac. It's a mid-level center. Hasn't really been able to get organized, really sheared down in the Gulf of Mexico. It's something to watch. It may eventually drift back across Florida and give them some decent rainfall there. In fact, they may get more rainfall from that in Tampa than what they saw from Isaac when it went through. That's interesting perspective there. But again, it's that front that's coming in across the northern plains that we're watching here, and you can definitely see it not only on the satellite radar, but right here. This is the trough, big upper level low that's cut off across central Canada. Upper level ridge sitting back out here in Texas in the Four Corners area, and that's the way that this is going to come in. Allow this trough to dig in. Notice we do have some southwesterly flow out ahead of it, so we'll still continue in that warm tropical air mass through today and tomorrow. And then you'll notice by later on Saturday, trough digs in. In fact, even a second piece of the trough that's going to be diving in with that short wave, that comes in here as we go in through Sunday and Monday. Notice, by Sunday, we're not looking at our airflow coming out of the southwest. It's coming down out of Canada, and that's going to bring that dry, cool, refreshing air mass our way. And you'll notice we still hold on to that gentle northwesterly flow even as we head into Monday, Tuesday of next week. Yeah, heights do start to rebuild out here in the Central Plains, but the real heat remains back out here in the Rockies. Now, I think we'll see some of that come eastbound here, get us at least to seasonal levels by the end of the week as that upper level ridge starts to rebuild. And as it does, we are going to be seeing a fantastic stretch of weather with a high pressure that's going to be dominating our weather pattern here. This upper level ridge basically protecting us from any kind of showers or storms being able to form underneath of it. So this is how things play out on future track here. Again, maybe some isolated storms along the sea breeze front later this afternoon. We'll watch some low clouds and fog possible overnight tonight. Early tomorrow afternoon, late morning hours into the early afternoon, could see an isolated storm or two develop along the sea breeze front. But you'll notice here, look at the wind hours, the vectors. definitely showing the northwesterly winds on the other side of the mountains. That's the main front. Watch how that comes eastbound, runs into this tropical air around dinner time, sunset, and going into at least midnight or the early morning hours at the beaches early Sunday morning with some heavy downpouring rains. We start off the morning clouds, maybe a shower or two along the beaches, and then the dry northwesterly wind takes over. We dry out from west to east as we head on through the day on Sunday. As far as the tropics are concerned, you've got Michael out there now, a Category 2 storm. It has reached its peak. It's going to be headed off into the northern Atlantic, not really having a whole lot of interaction with land. Leslie's been a problem and just can't really get its act together and training a lot of dry air. The low-level center continues to reform, not really moving all that much, just barely a hurricane right now. And it is something that we are going to continue to watch as we go on through the next several days here for us. Here's the official Hurricane Center track, keeping it as a Category 1 storm, maybe reaching 2 status late tomorrow night into Sunday as it races east of Bermuda. And then we do watch it head up towards Newfoundland as we go into the middle of next week, probably as a tropical storm. So your planning forecast does show maybe some isolated storms along the sea breeze front for this afternoon. Better storms coming late tomorrow afternoon and evening in through the first part of Sunday morning. We'll clear things out from west to east. And then look at the temperatures. Mid-50s for overnight lows by middle part of next week. Nice stretch of weather. I see all the way into next weekend that it looks like we potentially could be dry. I'm Storm Track 12 meteorologist Les Dell. Have yourself a good weekend.